Hello and welcome to another day on Cornwall Pocket Farm. My name is Jenny and today I'm going to be sharing with you another of my sort of make, do and mend series where I'm basically changing a chiffon ball gown into an outfit that I can wear for social dancing. One of the additions, if you like, that I need in my wardrobe is some outfits that I can wear to social dances. So those who have watched this channel for a little while will know that one of my hobbies is dancing. My husband and I go to dance classes every week, and I also go dancing with my daughter. And there are often social dances where essentially it's not a lesson, you just go along and there's music played and you can do social dancing, and it's fun. But I don't really, or didn't really, have any outfits that I could wear. I mean, I have my everyday clothes and all the rest of it, but nothing really that I felt was appropriate, that I felt great in to do that particular activity. I looked at making something like that, and I'm still thinking that maybe I will make some items for my dancing, maybe more for sort of like practice wear that I would wear more to the classes than the social dances. I looked in my fabric stash and I really don't have any. I actually have one piece of fabric that is sort of a chiffon-y type thing, but if truth be told, I'm a bit scared of making anything with that. I should get onto it, but it's sort of beautiful silk chiffon, and it's one of those fabrics that you have because you absolutely love it, but you're too scared to touch. I know that I should get round to doing something with that, and yeah, it will be on the plans. But most of the fabrics that I have are not fancy. You know, they're sort of more useful workaday type things there. Merinos and corduroys and wools and cottons and, you know, things that I would wear everyday clothing, things like that I would make those types of clothing out of. So I didn't really have anything that was fancy. And I thought, well, I'll just have a look in some charity shops. So obviously, given that I care a lot about sustainability and the impact that I'm having on the planet, I wanted to buy secondhand. One of the 6 impacts that we have every day is our consumption of things, our sort of buying habits. So I didn't want to stimulate new production and all the rest of it by buying something new if I could help it. So buying something secondhand, something that somebody else didn't want anymore, that for me is one of the best ways of buying new to me clothes if I can manage it. Now, I had been looking at quite a few different charity shops around the place. I'd had my eye open for this type of thing for a while, which was some sort of fancy outfit that I could adapt, alter, wear for dancing, that type of thing. And I hadn't really found very much. The charity shops that I usually go to, they would have like the odd sort of sparkly fast fashion top maybe, or occasionally they'd have like a wedding dress. Very rarely would they have anything that would be considered sort of a special going out outfit, if you like. But then, just before Christmas, I struck lucky. I was so pleased. I'm imagining because it was Christmas and they anticipated that people would want evening clothes to go to events. So they'd sent out a full rack of sort of fancy evening clothes. Wow, that's amazing. And I went right through the rack, and anything that took my eye or was in my colours or anything I thought might be possible, irrespective of size, I basically pulled it off the rack and I just tried on masses and masses and masses of these items. I ended up coming away with 2 dresses that I really liked, and I felt that the quality was good and they were in good condition. One of them was the lace dress. I'll put a link up to the sort of the haul, I think I called it, where I got over several weeks I'd sort of picked up a few charity shop items, and so I put them all into a show and tell video, if you like. So I'll put the link up to that whole video here. So I'd got a lace dress, which I have yet to fix and will be another video on this channel, but I'd also got this chiffon dress, which I was very pleased with. Now, it was a full-length ball gown. The fit was good. There was a good fit on me, which was a big plus, but it was too long and it didn't have any sleeves, which was okay, but I just sort of felt it would be nicer to have some sleeves. So anyway, what I'll do at the beginning of this video is I'll put in a little bit of footage where I sort of show you what I bought full length and talk about what I'm going to do with it. And then we'll move into the actually fixing it and how I actually changed it into something that would work for me for my dance parties, my dance occasions. I should also say that I have worn this dress already to a dance event and it was perfect. It was absolutely wonderful. I felt $1 million in it and it was really, really lovely to dance in. So yes, very pleased with the way it turned out. It's quite long. There's about at least 6 inches on the bottom of this dress, which is way too long. So I'm going to have to take it up. But it's actually, I think, a very nice fit. It's a size 6, this. So the woman who originally had this would have been a size 6, but very tall. Anyway, that's not my height, so I'm going to have to trim it off. What I also want to do with this, actually, hopefully you can see, but I'm planning to actually take it up to sort of ankle length, sort of like that length, to make it a bit more sort of useful for dancing, and then I can wear it to more sort of events, because here it's very much like a full length ball gown, whereas what I actually want is more of a cocktail length dress. So this one I actually got in the charity shop for $30. I was really pleased that, I don't know if you can see, hopefully you can, I'm not quite sure if you can see it, the beading that's on the top. It's really rather glorious. It's on the back as well. I don't know if you can see that. But really rather lovely. The other thing that I'm thinking of altering is, given that I need to take a chunk off the bottom anyway, because it's just way too long, I think I would prefer this just with some little flutter sleeves. I mean, I really like the sort of the neat top, and I like the way it's sort of enclosed at the top, and certainly for dancing it's great with sort of lots of movement in the arms. But I think I might take some of this chiffon and just, if I can, I don't know if I can show you. Can I show you? I'm just thinking that what might be nice would be just to sort of create some little sort of flutter sleeves on the end. So I'm not quite sure if I'll be able to manage that, but that would be my ideal. Okay, so I have shortened the length of this dress now, so it's at cocktail length. I went on YouTube and followed all the instructions because actually I'd never sewn chiffon before. And when you go online, you find the instructions, it's actually quite different to hemming normal fabric. So yeah, there's a really interesting technique. There's masses of videos, but I found it really, really useful. So do go and have a look on YouTube for how to hem chiffon, about how to hem chiffon, because it's really useful to know how to do it before you start. Anyway, I've hemmed the dress. It's at the right length now. But I want to have a little go at doing these sleeves, and I thought I would bring you along for that. So I've cut off, obviously we've got this is the lining piece that I've cut off. And then this bit here is the chiffon layer that I have trimmed off. Now, this edge, I don't know if you can see, you probably can't actually, it's quite difficult to show you. But this edge has a sort of a seam along here and along the bottom, because obviously this was where the split was on the chiffon. So I thought what I might try and do is use that finished edge already and sort of do some sort of sleeve. I mean, I don't know whether I'm going to have to sort of gather it at the top or what. I'm going to have a little look, see what I can make work. But I think it should look rather nice. So I'm going to try a couple of options and show you the alternatives if you like, and then pick one and hopefully get on with it and make it. Okay, so I brought you in a bit closer, and it's a really dark day today, so I've actually had to turn my overhead light on, which is not the greatest, but yeah, it's pouring with rain and it's really miserable out there. We had a beautiful, hot, sunny weekend. It was glorious. Monday morning, it's horrible. Anyway, let's get on with this. So I'm sort of thinking, if I just, you know, I mean, whether you've seen before on this channel my incredibly awful draping technique, haven't you? I'm going to try and find another light because this just isn't bright enough. I have my op shop ring light, which isn't very strong, but it might give me a little bit more light. The camera is really struggling because it's so dark. Well, hopefully that's out of shot, but it gives just a little bit more light. Let's get back to the draping and hopefully you can see now. So, if you've watched my channel before, you'll know that I have no idea what I'm doing at any point, and certainly with draping, I have no clue. So I think the first thing I'm going to try is maybe try some sort of gathering at the top. I think that might sort of give a nice look. Obviously this is not how you drape gathering, but anyway, it's my attempt at it. Okay. So hopefully you can see. Let me see if I can bring Audrey nearer to the camera. I've tried the sort of like a draping with sort of gathers at the top, but I'm not sure I quite like this sort of puffy sleeve look. I also tried doing a bit of a pleat, but again what happened was that sort of separated and didn't really work either. So I think I'm going to try a smooth top and make it quite simple. Yeah, I think I like that. That's much better. It's quite simple, and when you sort of hold it out, if I was going to put my arm out to the side, it sort of creates a flat sleeve, and obviously this will be chopped off here. So I think that's quite nice. And then at the side, when you see it on the arm, it's just going to sort of create a little bit of gather. I did look in patterns as to how you make a flutter sleeve, and it's actually more like a sort of a circle, so that you get lots of gather around this part of your arm. But obviously I only have this bit of fabric and I can't do a full circle in there, so I'm just going to use what I have. So, but I think that is reasonable. So I think all I need to do, I quite like this sort of the flat bit at the back here, because it adds a little, like a point, like a little handkerchief end, and that'll happen on the front as well, I think. So I'm just going to chop it off here and make a hem on that side, and then figure out how to attach it at the top. That's my plan. Okay, so the key thing that I have learned about sewing chiffon is that you don't chop the bit off that you want to shorten or adjust. You leave it attached because it's easier to sort of do the first line of stitching. So you leave it attached, stitch down the line, then trim it, then turn it again. And that, once I knew that, that was so much easier than what I had been doing before. Right, so that is turned that way. It's very difficult to see which way it's turned because it's so dark. Right, that's turned that way, so this needs to turn this way. And all of the hems are minute. So, and of course very slippy fabric, so fun. Change my glasses for the super high powered chiffon sewing glasses. Now I have to very, 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 very carefully trim this bit off and make sure I trim the right bit off. It's the long bit I don't want, and I want this short bit. Right, trim that bit off along there. Very, very carefully. Yeah, so slippy. Right. Right, now what I have to do is turn that over again and then stitch along that again. And I find the second sewing much, much easier. That's the next bit, and then we have a sleeve. Then I just need to figure out how to attach it to the edge, the seam, the finish on the edge of the sleeve that's on the dress. Okay, I have one sleeve on and one sleeve off. It's not beautifully put on. I mean, it's, you know, you wouldn't look closely, but hopefully I'm going to be whirling and twirling and nobody's really going to look closely with a microscope or anything. I think it's pretty good, but I think I much prefer the sleeve. It doesn't hinder my movement at all, but I just prefer it softens the edges. I just feel a little bit self-conscious of just having that much arm sort of out. I don't know why, but I just feel it balances as well my hips a little better, and I think I like it. I think it's more elegant. What do you think? My hair's probably all over the place because I've just been putting dresses on and off, but I'm pretty pleased with that. I think I'll put the other sleeve on. There's a little bit of hand stitching inside. It was not easy to get it on. Slippy, shifty, beady, nightmare. But I think I'm really pleased. For a bit of offcut, for a hem, I'm really pleased. Right, I'll get the other sleeve on and then I'll do a full twirl if the light allows and if I can actually film. It is so dark.